Hello and welcome to Fiona's Creative Canvas. I'm Fiona and today I'm doing a little resin project. This is a gift from my brother for his birthday, and he likes to collect Coca-Cola paraphernalia. So I'm using some colours that are inspired by Coca-Cola, not sponsored. It's going to be based on this blue one here, so I want sort of a similar design. I'm going to get my safety gear on. So my respirator, my goggles, my gloves, and I've also got these things today to cover my arms because I tend to get resin all on my arms, so I'm going to try and avoid that. I'm going to tape my sides. So I've already painted this with acrylic, and that full red colour. So I'm going to paint my sides, I'm going to tape my sides, and yeah, I'm going to do basically this colour here over most of it, which is the ATD Firewall. And then I've got some satin rose highlight, some cosmic silver, some pearl white, some titanium white for my lacing, and then I'm going to do a couple of highlights with some phantom black and some aluminium. These are the only two that I had. I bought these ones specifically for this project, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got my colours mixed up. I've got a little bit of clear left on the side in case I need extra of any of these. And I'm going to get pouring. I'm probably going to be pretty quiet because it's hard to hear me in the mask. So these are my highlight colours for after. And these are the colours I'm using for swiping. And I've got the titanium white here. So I'm going to lay my base colour down first over the whole thing. Pretty. Right, so I'm going to start laying down some of this colour. Right, I'm actually going to add a bit of the red, dark red here. And then I'm going to add this other satin rose. Okay, I'm going to put my white down. Actually, I might blend this first. Alright, I'm going to add my highlights now. Not sure about my Phantom Black. Okay, so this is dried. It did all slide to one side, so I've got it thicker on one side and not quite covered on this side. So what I'm thinking about doing, I'm not really happy with the way the lacing went in the middle. Thinking about doing another layer and trying to get that Coca-Cola swirl with lacing. I also thought I might try a bit of pigment powder instead. This is the Let's Resin pigment powder, and that's grey, because I think pigment powders act a little bit different to the pastes. So I also thought about maybe adding a little bit of colour with this wine. Just a slightly different colour, and then a bit more of the red, the titanium white for the lacing. I'll mix up a little bit of the satin rose as well, and put some more of the aluminium, and I might actually add extra pigment this time because I want it to float a bit more. See how it comes up and shines. I don't know if you can see that. But there is a little bit through here and through here. Looks like a lovely crack. Now when I cover, I'm also curious when I cover this with another layer whether those shiny bits will disappear. So I'm going to go mostly clear. I'm going to make sure it's level so that it covers the other side. I also thought about taking off my tape and doing the edges. Because this is thicker here, I might need to sand that down a bit. So I've got my heat gun out. I'm going to take the tape off. Yeah, I hope this works. I'm a bit nervous about it because, you know, I want this to be really nice, but we'll see. I also, this is the coaster that I did. There was some little black bits of resin that I just picked off the paper and I stuck on here. So I want to give this a top coat. All right, I'm going to take this off. I'm just sanding the corners. And I'm thinking I might just run over it again with a little bit of paint, but not too much. I'll just wipe it on. I'm just going to use my fingertip. Just to touch up any little bits. And then I'm going to lightly go over the top with the sandpaper, just to lightly scratch the surface. Alright, so I'm just going to scratch the surface a little bit. Then just going to spray it with some alcohol and give it a good wipe. And see if you can see the scratches on the surface there. Alright, I think we're ready to go. No turning back now that I've scratched it up. Okay, I have my colours mixed up here. This is the wine, so that's these two here are the Let's Resin pigments, powdered pigments, and these ones are the Just Resin pigment pastes. So I'm going to pour my gloss This is just Resin's diamond coat. And I'm just going to work that into my sides. I've got plenty of time with the diamond coat. It's like 70 minutes. So I just want to make sure I get my edges covered beautifully. Now I made probably a little bit too much of the resin, so I do have some side projects that I can do. I think I've done that pretty well actually. I don't normally spend as much time on the edges, so I want to make sure I got it done well. I'll just fill out the middle. Now I can get ready for my colours. Alright. So I'm going to put my white here, and I want to put a little bit of this grey in. I'm not quite sure about that. I do like the colour. Alright, that was just a bit of a test. I'm not sure about this colour. Oh yeah, actually quite like that. It's a very subtle colour. Missed this bit. I think I'll blow that off. Alright. Let's do this. I'm going to heat that up. No. No. I'm going to use a bit of baking paper. I love the 3D effect. I might just tilt this a little bit. Right, I need to do my metallic. I feel like I just want to put a little bit of white in here. It's off balance. Kind of. Oh. There we go. I want to keep it thin. Alright, I think that's enough of those. I'm going to heat them up. Right, I like that. I've got a bit more dimension. I think I prefer this. I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to top this one off. Okay, here is the final result, and I'm much happier with it now. The lacing gives a really lovely 3D effect. I'll bring you in. I'm not sure if you can make out that 3D effect. That's very cool. And the silver, I don't know if you can see the shine on the aluminium colour. So I'll get a little bit of the shine through there. You can see that? And the grey that I put in ended up making this really soft colour, which I actually really quite like. So a little bit of lacing through here. And very happy that I decided to do the sides. Gives a really nice effect. It just carries over. You can see where the first layer stops, like this black here is the first layer, but then this is the second layer and it carries over the edge. This is the little coaster that I did, and the little bits of black that I picked off from the first pour, they dried. I picked them off, little spots, and stuck them onto this one, and I put a dome on the edge. So it's a really nice finish. Put a bit of cork on the bottom. And this one here, you might have seen it on the side, but it actually filled out this mold. And then before it dried, I tried to squish the edges. Now, unfortunately, I left it overnight and this part folded down and it's actually stuck. But otherwise it would have looked quite cool, I think. A little bit of see-through. But yeah. So that is the final result. Happy birthday, David. I hope you like it. And I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.